Hi, everyone. This is Kadrolsha and Carole, and welcome to Hollywood Entertainment News. And I have a fabulous guest for you. We have known each other for years. I'd like to say we're decent, really good friends. And, he's done so many fantastic things. One of them, he's a Grammy nominee. And to know someone of such high status in the music industry, it is really awesome. Here is my dear friend, Blackwell. How are you doing, Michael?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Good, good. Well, I've got some super questions for you, and I know the audience is going to go crazy for. Now, you grew up in Ohio, correct?
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about your childhood growing up in Ohio.
Well, growing up in Ohio, a lot of snow. I grew up in a family where I guess you could say, as far as music wise, a Motown gospel kind of family. When hip hop did come around when I was about 15, my mom wasn't really into that. She really wasn't having it. But they thought it was just a phase until my dad bought me a Sugar Hill Gang record called Rapper's Delight. And when I heard it, I was like, that's what I want to do. But I want to be a DJ. And so that's where the whole process of hip hop started with me. And I wasn't like I wasn't in there being a rapper. I wanted to be a DJ. So around the area, they used to call me Mixmaster Mike. And I was always the one that bring the boom box we go play basketball, and I was the one that brung the music, or we played football. I was the one with the boom box, and I brung the music.
What
So
was
that's what they knew me as.
Now, who are your influences in the hip hop industry?
My biggest influence is Rakim from Eric B and Rakim, L Cool J, Heavy D, rest in peace, and a lot of the legends. But those were the three because they were storytellers. And far as Rakim, he changed the whole way of. He was a godfather of rap. He changed how rap. He changed it. Everybody wanted to rap like he did, and it was hardcore, but it was like no cussing. And it was Rakim was the thing. He was basically the Godfather, as they say. LL, because I really liked the way that he was just explosive when he come out with his
Right.
songs,
I
and
know.
one of the first ones to make a hip hop love song, if you'd call it. And even if the hardcore, the gangsters, it was like, we don't listen to that. But when he came out with "I Need Love," everybody, I don't care if you was what race you were, if you was in a gang, or if you was just a hip hop head, everybody loved that song. So, and with Heavy D, is more of how I base my music because I like the R&B and the hip hop. He was into having fun
Mhm.
at party kind of atmosphere, which hip hop was.
Right. Now, do you find, as far as rapping and hip hop, what kind of messages do you like within the music?
The message I like definitely positive because there's
Mm.
tons of negative out there, and I try to tell some young cats like me personally. My music is directed at plus size thicker women for the simple reason is
Mhm.
that's my preference, is what I can relate to. I don't have bags of money. I don't have a fancy car. I don't have, all that jewelry and stuff like that. I do what I know. Um, but as far as music, I like songs about lifting people, um, positive message, or even songs about like, hey, I was down, I came up, and I'm doing this. I like those kind of songs. I like party songs that you know get people having fun, keeping
Right.
on that positive level.
Now you're doing some movies. I want to hear more about August Wilson's 1995 movie, The Piano Lesson. Tell me a bit about that, and when are you doing it, and when do you think it'll be coming out?
Well, that actually was a movie I did. It was back in 1995. I did
Oh
that.
my goodness, then
Um,
I've got it all
yeah,
wrong.
it's no, no, no. It's okay because they was going to use people from the old one to the new one, but they decided not to. But if you look up the piano lessons, I have like a 10-second shot.
Oh,
But that was really fun to do for the simple reason that that was the very first movie I ever was in. And it,
right.
it dealt with back in the slavery times. and it got me used to like being on a movie set and how it's run. For that 10 seconds I was in there, it took me 2 days of 8 hours to shoot that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I'll tell you, me, being on the movie set, whether it's being an extra or doing green screen or whatever you got to do, sometimes they have you doing it over and over and over again. And it's not a mistake you made. They just might want to position you a step, a foot to the left or 3 feet to the right. I didn't like that
uh-huh.
angle. You did great, KO. Do it again. And you're like, my God, my makeup's dripping off me. I just soaked my shirt with my armpits. Anyways, so tell me a couple of the bands that you might have opened for.
um I got to open for Run DMC. This is way back, so it's really showing my age. I got to open for Run DMC, L Cool J, Bone Thugs and Harmony were the most famous, not
Uh-huh.
famous, but the most fun. The I had the blast opening up for them. They were the coolest guys. They smoked a lot, but everybody knows that. But I had a blast opening up for them. I got to open up for Drake. That was quite an interesting show because I met everybody but him. Um, he was just,
Well,
he's a private person and I can respect it, but it was really a very odd show. Um, and like I said, I've opened up for those guys. A lot of other shows that I've done have been, I'll also open up for Afro Man. He the greatest, the coolest, the greatest. We took a picture together, him and his little pip cup.
yeah,
He's so cool. Um,
it's
and
really
these
cool. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was
No,
going to say, it's the rush of being on stage. Did you feel that rush of being on stage performing? I mean, opening for these cool guys.
I still get nervous now. When I was my very first show was with Run DMC, which was in Pennsylvania, um, and I was so nervous that the Run and DMC actually came backstage to talk to me because I was sitting in a green room, this little small green room, about big as a bathroom, and I had my head down, and they said, "Dude, pick your head up." He says, "I want you to own your little 15 minutes." He says, "Don't be nervous. Just go out there and act like this is your show." And to get that advice from Run DMC, both of them, made
Right.
me respect them in a whole different way. To this day, I have the highest respect for them.
Absolutely. I have a problem with nerves and anxiety. A lot of people wouldn't know it, but I do. And in fact, before this interview, I got all nervous, and then my pet that I rescued went bonkers. I just was stressing. But there was an old gentleman. Gosh, he would be well into his hundreds now. That I consider him a mentor. His name was Rex Trailer. And he did these shows in New England, children's shows called Boomtown with Rex Trailer. And
Uh-huh.
as he got older, he couldn't play the guitar anymore. I would play the guitar for him, and I was a wreck over the whole thing. And he would tell me, basically what they told you, but tweak it. He would say it's okay to feel those little nerves because that's going to keep you on the mark. And you can't be overconfident because then you can mess up. You can forget something. But if you get that little bit of nerves there, it's okay. So whenever I get really
Right.
nervous, I try to think of that and say it's all going to be okay and I'm not going to blow it. Because hey, person is dealing with me, you never know what can happen. But
Well, I do a lot of
let's get
open
into
mic, and when
all
anytime I before any show, I'm nervous.
tell me all about your Grammy nomination.
That was really interesting because I just learned how this process worked. So I had actually I got guy's name is Promo God. He's on IG, and he talks about how to promote your music in different aspects of the music industry. And he
Mhm.
says this is how you can nominate. You send in your song, and you pay a fee, and it's not automatically you get nominated. You
Right.
pay the fee, and you just take that chance. It may get nominated, and they'll let you know. So I submitted a song I had with Lily the Goddess, which shout out to her. We did this song together called Pound Cake. So I sent it in. I paid the fee. I did not expect at all that they would even come back to me. I figured, well, that's just money lost, but it's a lesson learned. And they sent me a letter and say your song is nominated. And the weird part about it was, since it's a hip hop song, but it got nominated under best dance category. So I said, it's hip hop, but hey, I'm not going to complain. So I put the letter on my wall. I mean, I did, because I'm like, even though we didn't win, it was like, oh my God, this is actually from the recording, academy, and I'm like, really, I got nominated. So that felt good. That felt really good.
I know people from the rock and roll industry that were nominated for their song, and they're still living off of that. So they're making a pretty good living going around. Hey, I'm a Grammy nominee, which you are, and you can use that in PR, and you can use that in everything. And people will come and flock to you, and you can get to the next level with that. Because like I said, like in the day, these people were nominated. And they're still living off those laurels. So that's really cool. Congratulations. I'm so happy. I truly am.
Thank you very much.
Talk like your Pepsi commercial.
That one was actually a contest that they had. I found it on YouTube, and I submitted the song, and they said, well, if you can make a video. So I got with a couple of directors I know, and I said, I want to make a Pepsi commercial. And they was like, for what? I said, a contest. So we made it. I sent it in, and it was for an internet contest. And I was one of the top 5. So they said, okay, it was strictly going to be an internet commercial, which that's what they told me. But then I seen it on TV one day, and I was like, wait, hold up. That's funny. So that was pretty cool. I had no idea. I think I was number 2 in the contest, but it was like the top 3.
Pepsi commercial on TV. You must be rich.
I had a lot of Pepsi. They sent me a lot of Pepsi, put it that way, and I'm thinking like, well, better not say I drink Coke. So, but it was fun. It's nice to, hey, they played it. I see it every so often on different stations on Roku sometimes, which is pretty cool. But for me, it's like, hey, it's something I could put under my belt. That hey, I'm doing something that people like. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna run with it.
And you're doing things that people truly only dream of because you're willing to take that chance. And that's what's really important. Never say never, never say no. Keep pushing forward. And that's exactly what you do. Congratulations, my dear friend.
Thank you.
So glad I know you. What I want you to do now is, if you can give us a positive message for your fans, I truly appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. A positive message is keep your head up no matter what situation you're in. If you want to get in this business, learn the business. It's called music business. Music business is 85% business, 15% talent. It's, it sounds off, but that's the way this business is. Learn the business. I don't care if you want to be a rapper, singer, rock star, country star, whatever. Learn this business. Keep people around you that are above you. My grandma used to tell me that. I never knew what that meant until I started doing music. Find people who are out there already doing what you want to do. Keep that circle small. Keep them around you and learn from them. Don't let nobody ever tell you no. And I was bad at that. As soon as they tell you no, do it anyway or find another avenue. There's nothing with social media, nothing to stop you. So just stay positive and just say it. Keep positive people around you. And that's the best advice I tell people.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my dear friend, Michael Blackwell. How can people get a hold of you?
I'm on SoundCloud at Official Blackwell, on YouTube. Also, Official Blackwell. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram at Official Blackwell. And stay tuned for May 3rd on the Hollywood Channel. Hats Off to Love, my first movie of this year. Wow. Come check it out.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Listen, you're going to come back on the show for me?
Oh, definitely. You just say the word.
love that because, you know, what people don't know is you've supplied the music, whether it's Supernatural News Bullets, which, by the way, on the 360 television network today, I checked the analytics, and the analytics show that Supernatural News Bullets was off the freaking chart. It was the
Oh
highest,
wow, wow.
millions and millions of views on the Supernatural. And that's your music in the
Oh
beginning.
wow.
And I thank you for
I
that. Also for
I
Hollywood
thank you.
News as well. Yeah, it's just great. And I hope to see you again soon.
Of course.
Ah.
Thank you.